We also spoke to Ruvin Dias, our special correspondent in Perth, Australia, as he follows all the developments on the campaign trail.
Australia entered its last day of campaigning today ahead of a federal election tomorrow, with various opinion polls predicting a very close finish to the race. Australian Electoral Commission workers have also started setting up polling booths across the country. More than 14 million voters will go to polls to elect 150 members for the House of Representatives. Voting is compulsory, and a preferential voting system is being used. In the closing days of a 5-week campaign, voter disillusionment with both parties have left the poll forecast unclear. Julia Gillard and Tony Abbott embarked on a hectic final day of campaigning for key marginal seats that will decide the result, with Abbott campaigning a marathon 36 hours without a break. Without a clear winner, the next government would have to rely on a handful of independents or Green MPs to form a government, leaving policies such as Labour's new mining tax in limbo and creating market uncertainty. From Perth, Australia, this is Ruvin Dias for News Service.
Thanks a lot, Ruvin, for filing that report. Now, in the meantime, Fazal Khadr, a Sri Lankan-born candidate for the Australian federal election, has been selected by the Liberal Party of Australia for the formidable task of unseating the current sitting of the Member of Parliament and the Minister of Education. He spoke to News First exclusively over the phone regarding tomorrow's election.
As opinion polls indicate the possibility of a hung parliament, we first sought the opinion of Fazal Khadr in this regard.
I don't believe that will happen. If either party wins, it will be by a very slim margin, I feel. If the Liberal Party does get within striking distance, I believe that we will try and persuade the independents to side with us and form a minority government.
Both parties campaigned heavily on stopping the boats carrying refugees. Our next question to him was, given that only 1% of refugees come by boat, why use this as an election promise?
It's not the quantity of or the numbers of the people who are coming by boat. It's the actual principle of it that so many people are in the queue wanting to come to Australia. I mean, I'm a myself, and my parents, in the 70s, we stood in the queue, we put our name down and got past and came in the normal way. And the feeling is that these people are queue jumpers, really. It's more than that. We don't deny that there are so many people, they are suffering and want to escape. It's human nature, and that we can fully empathize with. But the problem is that the people smugglers are utilizing this to rip a lot of money out of these people, because if you came normally, that $10,000 or whatever that you had to pay for a bribe, I mean, you can do a lot with it in Australia. So it's more the principle than just the quantity of people coming across.
News First will continue to monitor the elections in Australia. Stay with us for the very latest.
Two train carriages plunged into a river yesterday after floods destroyed a section of a railway bridge in southwest China. Local television broadcasted amateur videos of the collapse, showing the two carriages, which had already been evacuated, toppling into the river and being swept 200 meters downstream in Guanhan, Sichuan province. 6 people were killed after parts of a cliff fell in a landslide on houses in a low-lying area in India's western Maharashtra state yesterday. The locals of the affected district Thane claimed that the roofs of 3 houses caved in due to a landslide in the region that precipitated the collapse of the cliff. Unions representing striking South African civil servants planned talks with the government today as investors worry about the damage of a prolonged walkout on the Africa's largest economy. The strike by more than 1 million state workers seeking higher wages started on Wednesday. It turned violent on its second day, with police firing rubber bullets to disperse the protesters, blocking busy roads and preventing patients from entering hospitals. Baby Californian sea lions Amanda and Gina had their first public appearance at Berlin Zoo yesterday, showing little to no interest for the visitors who came to see them at their outdoor pool. The cubs were born to the same father but two different mothers, surprisingly on the same day, the 6th of June.
Good evening. This is Sports First. We'll be first turn our attention to Dambulla, where rain interrupted the fourth game of the Tri-Nation one-day series between Sri Lanka and New Zealand once again today. The match, which was scheduled to be played yesterday, was postponed for today owing to bad weather.
That's over the top. He did blast that one. Tried to hit that one over.
New Zealand won the toss and invited the hosts to bat first. Sri Lanka got off to a steady start as openers Upul Tharanga and Tilakaratne Dilshan put on 56 runs for the first wicket.
Outside off stump, and again it's beautifully played away for 4. The Kiwis.
Tharanga was the first to fall on 12 and Dilshan followed him back to the pavilion on 44 several overs later. Skipper Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene stayed firm to add another 56 runs to the total before the captain was dismissed on 40 runs by Scott Styris. Mahela Jayawardene then paired up with Chamara Silva and the pair looked towards taking on the Kiwi bowling attack. However, the solid partnership did not proceed further as rain interrupted play during the 44th over. Sri Lanka were 203 runs for the loss of 3 wickets when play was called off due to rain.
Well, moving away from cricket, according to the IRB, the 2011 Tri-Nation tournament will end just 2 weeks before the start of the much-anticipated 2011 Rugby World Cup in New Zealand.
The All Blacks will play Australia in the final match in Brisbane on the 27th of August, 13 days before the 2011 World Cup on home soil against Tonga. Along with South Africa, the two rivals will play 4 matches shortened from the usual 6 from the 23rd to the 27th of August 2011. Next year's Tri-Nations will be the first one for the 3-country format, with Argentina set to join in 2012. This year's Tri-Nations has 4 fixtures remaining, with New Zealand unbeaten after 2 victories over South Africa and Australia.
Well, that's it from Sports First for tonight. It's back to Shane and Sonali.
Thank you, Ramesh, for that sports update.
Well, with that, we wrap up this edition of Primetime News. I'm Shane Silva.
I'm Sonali Manikvadage. Don't forget to log on to our website, www.newsfirst.lk. Enjoy your weekend ahead. Good night.